What's up, everybody? Yo, so Michael Jackson, the family. Michael done had so many biopics, man. We got, Michael Jackson. Everybody's talking about the new movie, the Michael Jackson movie. Um, I heard it's doing pretty good at the box office, and that's great. Like it's setting box office records. You know what I'm saying? That's a beautiful thing. And we all saw the Jacksons. Well, a lot of us when in the '90s saw the Jacksons movie, the miniseries when it came out, and that was great. But you know what? It's time for Janet Jackson to tell her story. Her story now. Come on, Janet. Time for you to do a biopic, baby. Janet, ever since she was young, younger than Mike, she was thrown into the spotlight. You can go on YouTube and look at videos of Janet as a little girl being on a Jackson variety show in the '70s. She was such a little cutie. So Janet grew up in the business. You know what I'm saying? And you know one thing though, I never hear Janet complain about her childhood. You ever notice that? Janet didn't have a childhood either, but you don't hear her complaining about it. I don't know. It don't seem like she had a childhood either, bro. She was brought up just like the rest of them. I don't hear Randy talking about how he didn't have a childhood. Randy ain't complaining. You know, Marlon, I don't hear Marlon complaining about how he didn't have a childhood. They was working just like Mike on tour throughout their whole life, bro. And the only person that's complaining about how they didn't have a childhood is Michael. I just thought about that. I ain't never heard Janet complain about she didn't have a childhood. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, Janet has so much of a story to tell, bro. I would love to hear Janet's life story. You know, Going back from her earliest memory. Does she remember growing up in a house in Gary, Indiana? Cause she has a whole. I bet she had. Everybody's mind is different, and I would love to hear her perspective. You know how she grew up with all the brothers, how she was a tomboy. What school did she go to? Did she go to homeschooling early? I would love. Come on, how did Joe treat her? How was her relationship with her sisters? How was her relationship with her brothers? Who was she closest to? You know, damn. Then her acting, her being on the show on Good Times. How did that come about? Her getting the role to play Penny on Good Times. Then she moved to Fame. How did that come about? After Fame, then Different Strokes. So that girl stayed busy. Then she did her own album. She came out with some albums, early albums, recording in the studio. How was it like her teenage? How was her teenage years like? You know, growing into her own, finding her own voice. Because at first, Janet's first couple albums didn't do too hot. You know what I mean? Like she had to find her voice. She had to find her rhythm. You know what I mean? And when she found it, and some people think her albums are better than Michael's. Some people think her music is better than Michael's. You know what I'm saying? She might have more R&B hits than Mike. I don't know. I really enjoy her music better than Mike's though. I ain't gonna lie. I enjoy Janet Jackson music over Mike's. If I just listen to both of their music, man, I don't know. If I just listen to both their music, Janet seemed more to be R&B relatable. Mike went on. Mike is pop. You know, fast tempo dance. You know what I'm saying? But Janet is more R&B, urban, relatable. You know what I'm saying? Those songs. You know, she stayed on BET back in the day. More urban, relatable. You know what I'm saying? More, more down to earth. So, I think she really probably had more. It seems to me she had more better songs. I don't know about hits. Or the top of the charts. Because, Mike is Mike. Mike is a superstar. She a superstar too, but she might. I don't know about his. I feel like, though, her music is better. I just feel that way. I feel like I saw her videos more. Her music, like I said, more R&B, more soulful, around that type. Michael Jackson talking about, man in the, talking about, Andy, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay, Andy? There's a lot of songs you can't relate to with Mike. Thriller, and a lot of that stuff is, I think, I'm gonna be honest with you, Thriller might be overrated. Thriller came out in the perfect time. I think Thriller came out in the perfect era, in the perfect time. You know what I mean? But the song is about zombies, y'all. Come on now. It's about Halloween. He's out to get you. Come on, ain't nobody listening to that. Not today. Well, they might be listening to it now because of the movie, but that ain't on your top R&B list. You want to hear that ain't on nobody. I'm telling you, in a black family, they ain't on nobody playlist. They ain't on no soul playlist. Thriller, Billie Jean, Beat It. That ain't on nobody playlist, bro. Not no soulful R&B playlist. Nah. They ain't on nobody playlist. You know what I mean? Not the urban. You know what I'm talking about? Like, we go back to the 70s. Like, but let me get off that. Janet Jackson, baby, we need a movie. I want to know how your relationship was with your dad. I want to know what it was like when he was managing you and then when you fired him. I want to know all that. The boyfriends you had, the DeBarge. I heard about the DeBarge situation. Why it took you so long to have a baby. Why you really never settled down. Like, you notice Janet never really settled down with a man. Her relationships always end like quick. Her longest relationship probably was with Jermaine Dupri, probably. And that was like when she was in her 40s or late 30s when she got with him. But, I don't know, man. It just seemed like she did have a boyfriend on Poetic Justice, though. When she was filming Poetic Justice. But still, it seems like her relationship, like, I don't know, I guess, I don't know, man. She probably just put her career over. over being a wife or family woman, being finding love. She probably put her career over finding love, all that, you know, So, but she got a story, man. I would love to see her story. It needs to be told. I hope she does it. Hope she does it. Peace.